Evening chat. How's it going? Visitators. Game sounds are louder. Okay, hang on. How's that? Is that better? Test, test. Howdy, howdy. No? Still the same? How's that? Is that better? Still low? Well, let's just crank this up. How's that? Is that better? I knew I shouldn't have updated OBS. Perfect? Good. I knew it. I should have just left it alone. I even said that last night to the guys. I got an update for OBS, but I'm scared to do it because it's going to jack everything up. Then I click that button. These are potatoes, hon. What I'm doing is I'm digging them out and rolling them over, and then when I come through with my harvester will take out the last couple rows that are not harvested here, and we'll pick up this row of potatoes and dump them over into a truck. They're potatoes, see?
Potatoes.
Yeah, they're not very big potatoes. This is Michigan, not Idaho. The mini taters, yeah. Yeah, I seen that stream. I was watching. I should have learned, but I didn't. As usual. So right now I'm contracting harvesting taters on Phil's farm on the 4X map. We're gonna we'll split the revenue 50-50. Hey Swiss. Good to see you streaming again. Funny, funny.
I had to be funny.
Our millennials. Yeah. Phil's over here chopping his corn. Yeah, me and Phil are gonna split the profits on the field 50-50. And then I have a field of potatoes that I need to do as well. And then my silage bunk is ready to be fed to the cows, so I gotta fill my kitchen up. So, a lot of potato harvesting and moving silage into the bunker is what's on store for tonight for me. And getting the cows all ready and rolling. Uh-huh. Sure thing, Leo. I was a little disappointed that Red had his sound alerts off. I was so ready to rip one. Just for you. Well, it's good seeing Red Dirt back. A couple days. That was nice. They broke 2 on Saturday? Aye. Aye, aye, aye. Be respectful to your elder son. I was told that like the elders are like petrified, trees or rocks. You can't hurt their feelings anymore. They're so old. Time for me to book a flight up to Michigan. Well, don't do it this Friday because we have a snowstorm coming again. Again. We've had 2 ice storms and now we're getting a snowstorm Friday. If it holds together, we're looking at 6 to 10 inches of snow. Up further a little north of me, half an hour or so, they're looking at like 12 to 15.
When is it supposed to start?
Friday all day.
Like in the morning?
Yeah.
Afternoon?
Morning. Morning through mid-evening.
That means I'm gonna get to work and then be stuck there.
Yeah. Hey, Big Papa. Good to see you too. Bit more of ice there, Leo? Yeah. Gonna miss you mostly, Shorty? Well, you got lucky this time, huh? We'll see if it holds together. I mean, it's still, 3-4 days out ahead of it yet, so a lot of things can change. It was 45 today, I think I got to. 42, sunny. We actually saw the sun for like the first time in 14, 15 days. Helped melt a lot of the snow, ice, sleet that we got.
I was going to do that for you, but I wasn't sure if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks, Wes. You jump in it for a minute while I nip down to the shop.
It's 80 in South Carolina today? Whoa. We haven't seen 80 degrees in 4 months? Five months? Something like that? I see a telly on the road. Must be going to get more silage additive.
Yep. It is. Ran out.
You don't want to dump any over the edge, so I did push it too low.
Yeah. If a bit goes out the back of the Swiss, it doesn't matter.
Hey, Snake Man. How's it going?
It's done a lag a little bit now.
Are you buying some stuff? Good, good. How about you? Yes, Snake. I am enjoying my retirement. It's only been 12 hours so far, probably. But yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it a lot more. Be able to play the game more. Maybe join some other people's games here and there. As long as their mod list isn't too large and crazy. But yeah, it's nice not having to sit down every night trying to figure out stuff and make things work and not have it work right. And yeah, it's just nice to be able to actually just play the game. I'm sure I'll fiddle with things here and there as I go along, just to keep stuff fresh in my mind, but the big stuff for me is done. Yep, muscle memory. Like, I've already seen things I need to tinker with this, now playing with it. This is the one that I converted, not was the other ones that was converted by somebody else. These are ones that I personally converted myself, and it needs a little bit tweaking. Especially the harvesting speed. A couple more mile an hour wouldn't hurt. Maybe some particle effects out the back end too would be nice to see. But we do have a shed pack out there yet still that's questionable. Big thanks to Papa Smurf for reaching out and assisting with that project. Hopefully we got it. Going pretty good, Lee Dog. Going pretty good. How about yourself? Yeah, Snake, I'm still very well going to be active with helping others. I mean, it's what I do. It's just kind of what's programmed in me. Modding questions, map questions, you know, ask away. Farming questions. I'm not going to, like, be like some and just distance myself entirely 100% from everything. I've worked way too hard to build up what I've got here, so I'm not just going to up and leave it. But so yeah, I'll still be active in around on pages and whatnot, reading what new things come out, and maybe something will come out that I want to mess around with. But I can say that if the shed pack does get through and we get that, I'll probably go through and do one more update through the maps with those sheds, because there was quite a bit of things that got fixed on them in this process. So if that shed pack does get through on Giants, then I'll go through the maps and get those shed packs updated to that standard. shed pack. So it's all apples to apples. But that's about all I see right now on the pipeline for updates. There's a few minor things with like Michigan and Prairie that need to be fixed as well, which I'll throw in. If that shed pack does go through, I'll tack that on real quick too. They're simple edits, fixes. No new save will be needed. I thoroughly tested that out, so at this point, if it did need a new save, it just would be tabled. It wouldn't be done. Save it for 25 or 26, whatever the next version is.
That's got GPS on it.
Yeah, at this point in the game, it's
Yep, just getting her lined up.
there's no point in putting a update out that requires a new save. That just annoys me, annoys everybody else too. So, hey Anthony, how's it going? Hey Buddha. So yeah, there was a post out on Facebook. There's quite a bit of feedback out of a lot of thanking, a lot of, it was pretty good to see. Read some of the comments and stuff like that. It was. Then DJ Goham had shared the post on his page too, which I thought was, for me, it's an honor for him wanting to share my long written statement. But he's a good dude. Got a link to that post? It's on my Facebook, Snake. The last thing I posted today. Yep, doing some potatoes on a contract here with Phil's farm. Phil asked if I wanted to do them, and I said, well, I guess I could do them, and says, well, I'm just going to plow them under. I said, well, I'll come harvest them, and I'll split it 50-50 with you. So we're splitting the profits 50-50.
Doing well.
But I
Yeah,
told
so
him, I told him, yeah, I'm not messing with the headlands, so there'll be some loss on yield, but and then he reminded me that he was just gonna plow them under anyway, so
yeah.
please no more updates, Map are great. Yeah, Buddha. Yeah, Buddha, the only update will be the barns, because I've when talking with Papa Smurf modding over the weekend here and trying to get them fixed up for Giants' approval, there are some things that I learned that I was doing incorrectly and need to have fixed. So the barns, if they get through Giants, that shed pack I'll copy over into the maps and then put that out as an update, plus a couple other little minor changes, but no new save will be required. But other than that, that's all I have on the plate. I've been asked a few, probably 10, 15 times now if I would add the swathing and new crops from Edgewater on my map, and I flat out said no, I'm not doing it. Simple reason is those guys worked their butts off trying to get that into the map and get it through Giants testing, that I'm not just gonna rip it out and stick it on my map just because. That's one, it's disrespectful, and two, it does nothing for the community. If you want to have that cool stuff and play that stuff, just play their map. I mean, that's that simple. The other part of it is that in Michigan we don't do that. We don't swap crop. We don't have peas either as a crop, or lentils. That's not crops that are in Michigan, so there's no reason to do it anyway. But yeah, so swathing and the new crops that came out on that map will not be on this map. via my editing or my addition. Somebody else might do it for themselves and release it. I can't control that. But coming from me, it will not happen. And that's just me being respectful and the time that it took to get all that and all the effort that was made to get it through Giants testing and all the struggles, and I know all that too well to just go rip that off somebody and stick it on my map. And cornstalk bales is the other big thing that people want added, and I'm all for it, except I don't want it coming from the combine. Historically, maybe this changes in the future, I don't know, but historically when you combine corn, the way the machine is designed and the headers are designed, it strips the ear from the stalks, and the ears predominantly go into the combine to get threshed out. Sometimes you get stalks that would break off and they get fed in as well, but for the most part stalks don't get fed through the combine, so you initially don't have straw coming out of the combine in a swath row. Now there's limitations within the game, and that's probably the only way it does work. And if I could ever figure out how to get it so when you cut corn, you could come back through with like a stalk shredder, which would act like a mower, and switch it to like a corn straw, I'd be all for then making it so you could do corn stalk bales on the maps. But I am not going to put it on the maps where it comes out of the combine. It's just weird to me. and I know there's limitations to the game, and that's really the only way it works that I know of currently. And I fiddle farted around with it a little bit trying to get it the right way, and it just, the game engine doesn't allow it. You have to essentially register as a new crop, and then that just throws a big monkey wrench in everything. So, if I can ever figure it out where you could use a stalk shredder to shred the stalks and then come by with a rake and roll it together to a windrow of corn stalks, how they do it in the real farm world, I'd be more than willing to get it implemented and working. But I am not going to add it where it comes out of the combine, because if that's the case, you better be combining your corn with a grain head, because then you would get an substantial amount of corn stalks through your combine. But you'd also be quadrupling its wear, throwing all that trash to the combine as well, so. Wish someone would do something like this for sugar beets. Emily makes this stuff, but only have a spare cart in the game. Grocer, to my knowledge, this is only done with potatoes this way. Sugar beets are usually just pulled with a lifter. They don't put them in a row like this. I know sometimes overseas they have a machine that will roll them like this, and then they'll have another machine come by and pick them up. I've seen that before, but in the US predominantly we have lifters that'll come by and pull them out. The most common being, you know, the Amity 12 row, Archway 12 row, or the Ropa or Holmer self-propelled is what's used in Michigan. At least the big guys, that's what their go-to is for. Yeah. I have them. They don't harvest potatoes, they harvest sugar beets. Two different implements. Can't harvest potatoes with a sugar beet harvester. Does not work.
So that's the only thing that you have for potatoes?
I have this plus the harvester, which comes by and picks it up and puts it in a truck. but you can't dig beach with this. Doesn't work.
Duh. You've already explained that. I'm not slow.
Team Crazy, on my Facebook page, if you know about it, there is a form you can fill out to get acceptance. Now, not all people will be accepted. It's kind of my choosing. But that would be your first way of, if you want to get into my Discord. Just putting it out there. And it's just down, yeah. Hey, Grizzly.
Be right with you, Gima.
Okay.
Taking a smoke.
It should be that post should be like in my pinned posts or featured posts. I don't know what it's called anymore on Facebook. Facebook changes daily now, so it's hard to keep track of that. Plus the whole meta thing is just annoying. Yeah, those are good. If I could figure out how to just warm them up a little bit, oh, they're just like Taco Bells. But I can't quite. I tried. Oh, I didn't think of that. I tried the microwave. That was a bad idea. They turned gooey.
Air fryer.
I could yeah, try either that or maybe in the oven just for a few minutes, just to get the warmth to them. I'm experimenting. I'll figure it out just like I figured out how to make elephant ears. I don't know. I kind of forgot about it till just now. No, we don't have a
Me
deep
too,
fryer
Phil.
anymore. Air fryer, best microwave there is. I love my air fryer. There's things I haven't even discovered with that thing yet, I'm pretty sure of, but... yeah. Big Papa. Don't have Facebook? Just send me a whisper. Send me a whisper through Twitch. And just tell me a little bit about yourself. Don't have to be personal items, just, you know, what makes you tick. Why you want to join my Discord. Because it is a private Discord. I don't let everybody and anybody in just because I kind of like to live a somewhat private life. When you're in my Discord, I consider you family. So you got to kind of earn your right to be there. It's not just a given right. Best way I can put it. Gator Boy, how's it going? Welcome. Steak is wicked in the air fryer? Oh boy. I have to try that.
In the
Uh,
rain air fryer.
Team Crazy Gamer, yes, I made this map and 4 other maps. If you're still here. Frankenmuth standard size, or what I call the 1x map. Michigan 1x. Prairie Farm 1x. Prairie Farm 4x. And Frankenmuth 4x. Then I called on retirement. I laid myself off. I took a volunteer layoff from modding now. That's a good way to put it. Oh yeah, Buddha, I love food too. The girls at work always make fun of me because I'm food motivated and they know it. So if they really want me to do something, they'll bring donuts or bagels or something like that in. Because they know that's how the quickest way to get me to do something is provide food. Not yet, J-Dun. They're still pending for testing. They're not in testing yet. But, as soon as I know, I'll put a post on the Facebook. Like I said, I'm not leaving my Facebook. I'm not deleting it. I'm not archiving it. It's all going to be still there. And I'll still be communicating with people back and forth and issues that may arise on a map somewhere, and I'm not leaving the community or leaving the game. I'm just not modding things for everybody anymore. Or really for myself. I just want to enjoy the game. And enjoy other games. And not be tied down to the time and effort needed and required to do modding. I just did what I wanted to do for 22 now, and now it's time to, you know, move on and have fun with the stuff I've created. And, you know, have a server going like we have now. Potentially next month I'm thinking there might be a couple map challenges where we'll put it out on a crossplay, and we'll do a full map of a certain crop on a crossplay deal 1 night or 2 nights a week, and just have fun. It's a great game, great maps. Might as well have fun with them. They bribe you with tacos and steak. Nice. That is true, Shredder. And it's no. Some people say, "Oh, it's all because you know everybody's ungrateful." And no, I had really hardly any. There's just a certain couple individuals that constantly everything out of their mouth was, you know, unsupportive and just complaints and does nothing for the game. But for the most part, a lot of people, as you see on my page now, they're all full support. You know, gonna miss that I'm not doing mods no more, and you know, it has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the negativity or anything like that I experienced. I've learned over the years that you're always gonna have that, and you just gotta laugh it off as best as you can. And you know, poke fun at it, because that's something I enjoy. When somebody doesn't like something or complains that they're all the same, well then, you know what? So be it. Play a different map. No skin off my back. I love my maps. I love what I've been able to do. I'm still waiting on those that complain for their map, but I don't think I'll ever see it. I think I'll probably die before that happens, but you know. Life is too short to worry about those that wish to tear you down and, you know, show their displeasure with how you do things that doesn't line to how they want things done. You just can't go down to their level. You gotta stay above them, and that's what I try to do as much as I can. There are some people that piss me off and they got banned and they no longer have commenting privileges, and you know, that's life. That's what happens when you get hit by a hammer. You can't speak anymore. Who do I know that's good in Blender? Define good. I don't know of many people. I mean, I know of one person that's really pretty good in Blender, but they're never coming back to the game. They got tired of things early on. I do know some that are developing their skills in Blender. But I'm not gonna put their name out there just because I don't want them bothered in their learning process, because that's a skill that really is hard to get and hard to maintain and hard to learn, and once you learn it, you're like one of a few people, and then you get barraged with messages, and I don't want that for anybody. So yeah, I really don't have an answer for you on that one, J-Dun.
Am I alright saying another modder's name? Right.
Yeah, if it's helpful and they're willing to help, I mean, go ahead. I don't know a whole lot of modders. I kind of stuck to myself.
Lancy Boy, he's really good in Blender.
Lancy boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he builds his own building, so he's got to be good.
Yeah, he's really good in Blender.
Yeah. Been playing a heck of this map, a heck out of Prairie Farms map. Fifth or sixth year now. I've never made it past 1 year on any of my maps in the whole history of Farm Sim so far. I have not made it past 1 year because I've usually decided to change something or started working on another map and then started playing that map when I got it done. I've never made it past a year. That's changing. That is what is going to change.
We're on a 5-year plan now.
Yep, we're on a 5-year plan per map. So that puts me at about a month, 2 months per map. That's about a year. I'm covered for at least a year on my maps that I built. So. Was it easy making your own map? Easy? The first one wasn't. Everyone after that got easier because I started learning how Giants does things. It took, on all 5 of my maps, now for 22, there was 2 new maps made. The other 3 were conversions from 19. Frankenmuth 1X, Frankenmuth 4X were conversions. Michigan Farms were conversions. Prairie Farm 1X and Prairie Farm 4X were brand new. Never made. I made them for 22. All in all, between all 5 maps, if I count my hours in 19 and my hours in 22, I'm probably sitting somewhere around 2,500 to 2,800 hours spent building the maps. Some maps took shorter time, like Prairie didn't take long either at all, and Prairie 4X didn't because the fields are just huge. When fields are that big, it don't take long to build a map. It's pretty simple. But when you get like 120 fields like this map has, or 40 some fields like the other map has, it takes a little longer. So you got a lot more to do. Yeah, you got a lot more to do with it. So, but yeah, that's about how many hours I have in on my maps from 19 and 22 total. If I go back to 17, you can add probably another 600 hours to that. No, you can add more because I built 2 maps. One got released officially, the other one never. I never really released it. It was just more or less playing around with it. So yeah, 17, 19, and 22, you're looking at probably like 3,000, 3,200 hours total mapping Giants editor work. But I enjoyed it. I mean, each map is my masterpiece, I call it. For the longest time, and that changed here in the last couple weeks. I'm done talking down on myself about what I've been able to do, because I've looked back and seen what I did do, and I'm just as amazed with what I've been able to do than any of you guys probably are. And the ways of me saying, oh, the map's, it's okay. No, my map's awesome. If you aren't playing it, you're probably missing out on this style of farming, and I would at least give it a try. That's my attitude now. Because, yeah, these are some nice maps. They play well. They have really no issues unless you're using a bunch of mods or scripted mods, then you might have a confliction somewhere, but that's not a map problem, that's a mod problem. But if you play the maps with base game equipment, which is how they're designed and how I designed all my maps, I make them work with base game, you have no issues. At least, for sure, no game-breaking issues where you can't do something that you could do in like Elm Creek. Except for maybe forestry on the Frankenmuth 1X, because there isn't a whole lot of forestry built in, or prairie because there was no forest. But you can always plant trees, so you always have that part of it. But yeah, I mean, I'm officially no longer going to say, "Man, my map's okay." No, my map's awesome. You should be playing it. That's how I'm saying it now. Hey, Smitty, how's it going? Hey, Shredder. Grave Terror, thank you for the follow. Welcome. But yeah, making maps is not, in 22 it's not too hard. I mean, you have to know your way around Giants Editor really well. I'm still learning things out of Giants Editor on a daily basis whenever I'm playing around with it. There's a lot of things I don't even know yet. I'm very old school in my map making. A lot of new map makers I've been seeing have been using special scripts to plant trees, special scripts for doing roads. All my maps is all done by hand. I have no special things besides what Giants gives you as a default that I use to build maps. All the trees are placed one by one. Well, they're done in groups and sections, but they were all placed in a section, then I copied that section throughout the map. The roads are all individual pieces. The terrain was all manipulated by myself, by my memory and recollection of the area that it's built of. It's not perfect. Michigan has some issues with big equipment, but you know, it is what it is. I mean, you can't, sometimes you gotta use small equipment in farming world. You can't just use giant equipment all the time. Sometimes fields denote what kind of equipment you can use. That's why Michigan is built the way it is. It's to kind of force you to use a little bit of everything, big and small. Because, again, it was to capture Michigan entirely, and Michigan is not all giant farms. You have a lot of little farms, small farms, and some bigger farms. So that is why some of those fields don't work so well with a 60-foot draper head. Because there aren't any in Michigan. In Michigan, a 40-foot header is pretty big. Some of the big guys might have something bigger than that, but a 40-foot is doing pretty good in Michigan. We just have a lot of trees and ditches and mailboxes and light poles and stuff that those big headers don't contend well with. Map's working very well on servers. Yes, we're on a server too through G-Portal. Recommended by Red Dirt, and I'm loving it. It is not taxing it at all. And now we don't have a whole lot of mods. We did have one trouble mod that we've gotten rid of. Actually, we had two that we've gotten rid of. We noticed a pretty bad frame rate hit with it, using it, so we just got rid of it. But the server was handling it just fine. But our personal PCs, even mine, it was, once I got rid of it, I had like a 20 frame increase right there and then. I'm not going to say what the mod is personally out loud because that would be more or less bashing mods, and I don't do that. But I did have one that was a little hard on frames, so we removed it. But I'm not going to say who built it, and I'm not going to say what it was. If you want to know what it was, you guys can more or less whisper me or ask me. I'd be, happy to share it privately, but in an open world, no, that's not the right thing to do. Hey, Nathaniel, how's it going? Been a while, eh? S790 works well with the 45-foot head? Yes, it does, Shredder. The S series works really well. The X9 series from Sid works really well too. With the 50-foot header. That's what my go-to is on a lot of these bigger maps. Hey, Tricky. G-Portal is good, Peterman.
Last fall.
Yeah, G-Portal is good, Peterman. I agree. It is for the price and what you get. It's, in my opinion, is from what I did research on my own, it is the best for your bang for the buck. And this server's running at like, we got 6 people on, which is my max. And we have, 60, 70, 65 mods, I think, which isn't a lot. I'm not using hardly any of my mod space. And we're running like 4 or 5% on the CPU of the server. I mean, it's nothing. It's sleeping probably half the time. It's probably a lot like my PC. It's like, yeah, okay, I guess if I have to do this or that, you know, whatever. But you know, I'd rather just take a nap because you don't really need me, kind of thing. Think the X9 is too big, Shredder? Yeah. Yeah, the X9 is... the X9 looks really weird with tracks. At least the default X9. If you get Sid's X9 where it has tires options and stuff like that, you can make it look like a really nice combine. But it takes up the whole road. But I've seen an X9 in one of our dealerships here local. It didn't have the big metric duals on it, but it was a massive machine. They're no slouch. They are huge. They are bigger than the S series. They're longer. Is the biggest thing. The wheelbases on the X9 are a little bit longer than what the S series is. That I noticed.
I mean, you got a combine that has 2 rotors in it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a class 10. I mean, it's the biggest and the biggest.
It's kind of the only thing I don't like about the X9 in the game is you don't get a header that can keep up with the machine. Because it's been shown in real life to be able to harvest corn, heavy corn, at 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And every corn header in the game is 6 miles an hour. So.
Well, that's because that's the average. Because you know, they can't make a corn head. Well, they could make a corn head specifically for the X9, but then you're limiting your download market because a lot of people don't like the X9. They like the S series, and to make a corn head that goes 12 mile an hour on an S series, you must have that thing hopped up on some special juice or something, because it ain't gonna do 12 mile an hour with a 16-row corn head on an S series, unless you got no yielding corn.
And you know what the farmer I rode along with said this when I asked him the question, how much power does this thing have? You know what he said to me?
What's that?
Enough.
Enough. That's all that matters to a farmer, as long as it has enough power.
That's exactly what it says. So what is that thing? How much horsepower does it got? He says, enough.
Yeah, that's all that matters to a farmer. That's all that matters, as long as it's got enough. That's all that matters to a farmer.
That farm spent about $500,000 on that one combine with headers, so.
Yeah, combines aren't cheap. Not at all. Peterman, no. I learned that too. I tried uploading my 60 mods at once, and it said no. So I did like 10 or 12 at a time, and it was alright. But yeah, and I think that's any server. I mean, it's just a lot to portal through, kind of thing. So
if
yeah,
you know how to do FTP stuff, it's a lot faster to do it that way. But I'm not very good at that, so I don't mess with it at all.
You have 3 X9s on your family farm, Shredder? Nice. That's awesome. 4K bushel throughput per hour.
$3 million, roughly.
I don't know what an X9 base price is. I know it's like up around $1 million.
3/4 of the combine just by itself.
With a header, you're talking probably close to $1 million.
Yeah.
With the header, I think it's 1.2 million.
Is it?
That's a header, not both headers.
Yeah, that's the top of the line X9.
I see. So that's the 1100 then.
Yeah. Because what's the name? In 19, Sid was asking how much they cost in real life.
Ah.
And what's the name? and people in the know, that's what they will come back with price wise.
Yeah. I mean, you can go out to Deer site and price one out. Just don't hit that buy button. Well, you can, but they're gonna like say, no, you don't know.
We're gonna need some proof first.
What kind of financial backing do you have? Because that ain't gonna be enough.
Uh-oh, I was just looking it up and I hit buy and they took it off my credit card already.
670 to 75 or 750 for used machines, 9 to $1 million for new. Yeah. 1.15 million for an X9 with a 50-foot honeybee shredders.
Here, that's easy. 3 million. Easy.
You must have a lot of acres. I
But
watched
if you have 3 of those to replace 6 790s, it makes sense.
Well, yeah, if you got those to trade in on it.
So, I mean, that was one of the things that I always heard in all the testing and demoing and all that from all the real life YouTubers and stuff, was the idea behind the X9 was one X9 replaces 2 S790s.
Peterman.
Or 2 S690s.
Are you talking this one? This DLC? It works on the 4X. All day, and every night. No problems. The sell point at the farmer market sell point is set up for future proofing. You can sell everything at the farmer market. So I highly doubt it'll happen, but when Giants and it comes out with their new map and it has the extra new crops, if they allow it on all maps, you'll be able to sell that crop there at that facility. If you can't sell it anywhere else in their scripting. That sell point is set up by using field type categories, not field types. So anything that falls within the field type category, if it's added to the map as a mod or added anywhere, as long as it's classified under that field type category, it'll sell at that farmer market sell point. That was one of the latest updates I pushed on all my maps, is I updated that sell point on the farmer market to be able to sell everything, DLC included. So all the maps are all future proofed for anything future that comes out and uses the fill type categories, or the fill type is put into the game's fill type category. It'll sell there. All your platinum DLC sells there. You can go actually right into the store here, which is what I was gonna do, but where is it? This one? Yes. If I scroll down here, you got, see, shingles, prefab walls, paper rolls, metal, floor tiles, easels, chairs, doghouse, they all sell at the farmer market. If you don't have the DLC, then this stuff don't show up. And there's no errors whether you have or do not have the DLC. As far as that sell point goes. It basically just pulls whatever Giants has set as, well, like potatoes is a crop, and it's set up as a category of like crop or whatever. I don't know what it actually is, but it's just an example. Or for instance, like the pallets of wool or iron or clothing, they're set up as a product category. So I set the sell point to have product as a sell point, and it'll pull all those fill types that are within that product category to be able to be sold there. That's how you set it up. It's pretty simple once you figure it out. It took me a minute to figure it all out though. And then, because I couldn't sell honey, because honey is actually on base maps, it's not actually in a fill type category at all. It's just kind of out there laying in limbo. I've added it into the map manually to be as a piece count, or the piece category, which then allows you to sell honey now, palleted honey, at the farmer market. The other thing I've done is lime. There used to be there's a mod out on the mod hub where allows auger wagons to have lime. I've built that into the map too. So you don't need that mod on my maps to put lime in auger wagons. Just a heads up thing. DMS! In with us with a sub. Holy shit. You okay there, buddy? Thank you very much.
So go ahead and
Going
dump
well.
a little bit, 'cause I'm gonna go pro farmer on you here.
Yeah.
Appreciate the sub very much there, DMS. How's the forest treating you? I've been trying to get into it a little bit, and I keep dying all the time. And the little gremlins that follow you around everywhere are so annoying. They're skittish, but when they group up enough with you, then they just like start out wailing on you, and they keep killing Kevin. That poor guy. There goes Swiss riding her horse. Oh, I'm gonna be including my map in tomorrow's map review. Oh, nice. DMS, I didn't know you did map reviews. I'll be darned. Learned something new today. I appreciate it, but I'll have to check it out for sure. Top US map. Oh, now you're just yanking my chain a little bit. It's not a top US map. It's the best US map. Come on now.
The top US
It is
map.
the top best US map. Come on now. No, but that's awesome, DMS. That is awesome. I appreciate it. You probably already heard, well, most people probably heard that was my last masterpiece, this map, 4X. I'm taking a break now. I'm just going to enjoy playing the game and other games and just kind of relax and until the next version of the game comes out, and then I'll figure out what I want to do. I've had my fun. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. Yeah, there's probably more stuff I could do, but guy gets tired after a while. Just wants to enjoy what he's created. And that's where I'm at. That's 90% the driving reason why I've decided. The other 10% is, well, I want to kind of focus more on my streaming some, and of course family, friends that I've been somewhat neglecting by spending all my time with modding. So I'm gonna start shifting my focus to the finer things in life. Kind of thing. So, but I had a blast. I had a lot of fun learning what I'd learned and doing what I did, and 5 maps in a year and a half. They may be plain, they may be Jane, but I am damn proud of them. And I am damn proud of what I've been able to do. So, and that through Giants, the ones I got through Giants, that, you know, equated to 2,200 euros now, and it keeps going up every day because every download keeps adding to that total. But $2,200 has been split pretty much evenly between the Red Cross and Doctors Without Borders charities that Giants allows me to donate to through them. So that in itself is awesome too. I've profited nothing off of my map making. Only my twitching, but that goes back to taking Giggles, the wife and kids and stuff, out to dinner. That's where my twitching goes. And paying for my laptop, but that's already paid off, so. Tricky, thank you for the follow. Welcome. love the cow barns. Those cow barns came from Crooked Creek modding. He told me I could use them, and I'm using them. They won't work through Giants because it's just too high detailed for Giants. It just won't work. But for PC 4X, that's why they're on here, because I could do it. And I wasn't going through Giants for this map. One of the major reasons I wasn't going through Giants because I wanted to use those barns on this map, and I wouldn't have been able to otherwise. Yeah, I mean it's been a hell of a ride. I was pretty tickled today when when old DJ had shared my post on his actual farming page that he has. I was like, holy crap. That had me just tickled. Lethal Orca, thank you for your follow and welcome to the channel. Hope it's all is well with both you, Tricky and Lethal Orca. I'm just rolling up some taters here, doing a contract, or not doing a contract. Well, I guess I am doing a contract. I'm subcontracted through Bill's farm to harvest the potatoes, sharing half the income from them between me and him. And then I do have some of my own to do, but before I start doing mine, I need to get the silage into the kitchens for my Lely barns, or Lely robot feeders up north. Yeah, taters, yeah, I know. Big Pop, capacity of the cow barns is 300 per barn. And if you hang out long enough, let me get these taters up, probably an hour or so, I'll be back up there to the north end of the farm, or north end of the map where my farm's at, and I'll gladly go through and show you. But the only thing I did to that barn was add the Lely robotic feeding system, because I don't want to have to mix feed no more, so it does it for me. I just got to keep the kitchen full to make feed. So that's the only thing I added. Otherwise the barn is untouched. It's exactly, he modeled the whole thing, Crooked Creek did. All I did was took it and added the robotic feeder to it and put it in the map. Change it from a placeable to building it into the map, which is really simple when it's already done correctly. So it was just mostly a drag and drop play type thing for me. But it's an awesome barn. I love it. It's one of the best, in my opinion, freestyle cow barns, US style, that I've seen. With its detail and with just how it all looks. Just looks a lot like freestyle barns around here. So I'm very glad that he let me use it and build it into the map like I did. Okay, Stream Elements, we get it. It's like the 4th time I've seen that message. Six Wheelin', this is a public mod. This one here isn't, but there is a pack that was released. I think it was in Custom Modding's group. Somebody converted them and released the whole pack. This was my conversion that I'm playing with because, well, I did all the work to get it converted. I'm still going to play with the one I did. I haven't really tested.
I think it was custom.
Was it not custom? I thought it was Custom Modding that the guy dropped the link in.
Somebody else.
No,
Well, wasn't it wasn't
wasn't
custom?
custom.
Yeah, it wasn't custom. Didn't do it. Some other guy in Custom Modding's group did it, and dropped the link in Custom Modding's group. So that's where you got to find it at. I don't remember who did it, what the name is, but I know that Justin Gilbertson, I think, is the name who made it in 19. that'll probably get you close because I believe that name was referenced in that post for them. So if you search that name in Custom Modding's group page, you should be able to find it. About the best I can tell you. Yeah, no problem, 6. Yeah, I'm hoping to get back into playing some of the Sons of the Forest. I'm kind of waiting for the update to come out just to before I really try to get into it because I don't know what that update's gonna do, and I really love the Forest. I mean, it was an awesome game. I played the hell out of that. And Sons of the Forest just takes it that whole next level because now you get actually weapons and stuff to use and guns and whatnot, which is freaking awesome. But the little bit I played so far, I never made it past a couple days, and dang cannibals had me for lunch. Oop, that's a ditch. You finished it last night already? Well, that must be a short game then. Well, that's kind of depressing, DMS. I figured it'd be a longer game than that. Nice job, great map. Thanks for the hard work. Oh, you're very welcome. Salsa Borica. I butchered it. Thank you.
Salsa.
Salsa. We'll go with salsa. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Or are enjoying it. It's, using the co-op on the map? Yep. That's a nice co-op that he's built too. Seed Maker utilizes the, Pioneer seed totes. From Puerto Rico. Alright. Nice. Well, welcome. Welcome to Michigan. Where we're supposed to get 6 to 10 inches of snow on Friday. Yay!
Cool.
So loving snow. Yeah, that's what's in the forecast, Peterin. 6 to 10 in my area. A little farther north, it's 12 to 15. Too cold for you, like $80. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't seen 80 in about 4 months, 5 months. You have a lot in Gaylord? Yeah, you guys got pummeled on this last storm that we got. You guys got hit pretty good up there. It was mostly rain, ice, and sleet down here, but you guys got all snow. Phil, I've about had enough of this.
Yeah.
Are you okay with letting this little wedge part go?
Oh,
I can't handle it anymore. What? I want to move on to bigger and better things.
yeah. Yeah, just let this go.
I
Okay.
ain't even gonna eat French fries from now on.
Okay. I will harvest what I have rode up and we'll call that a day.
Yeah.
Because I have taters I need to do yet too.
Yeah. As I said,
We're getting on this bunker.
they were just getting ploughed under anyway now, so
Okay. Man,
Is that your-
I hate to do a 2/3 of a contract for you, but
Is that your equipment, Brian?
yes, this is my equipment that I'm using.
Oh, I was Dale's. I was gonna say I'll drive it.
Yeah, this is my equipment.
125 over here.
I own it.
Yeah,
Not quite a million yet.
there's
Getting
more.
there.
You know, I came
There's
out with.
more,
Go ahead. Whoever's
there's
talking.
more. There's more going in it as well. Yeah, man. I'll
Really?
get that. Yeah, I'll get that up to 1.4.
Yeah. But yeah, Peterman, I came out with 2 4X maps though. There's Prairie Farm 4X too. That one kind of came out quickly. A lot of people might not. That was kind of a. Let's try it for council, and yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work, but hey, I tried.
For me to call it a night.
Thank you for your help.
Hey, no problem.
Phil, could you drive truck for me while I load these? Is that possible?
Yeah.
Whether it's your own or mine, I don't care.
I'll see you guys later.
Alrighty, see ya, J-Man. Have a good night. It's the time. 80 degrees. Yeah, that's. I wish it was 80 degrees around here. Somebody just transferred me $1,500.
Right.
Was you just testing it out?
No, that was for G-Man.
Oh, for his labor?
Yeah.
Well, he left my truck idling. Can I get reimbursed for fuel? Just kidding. I'm gonna send this. Oh, I can't send this. Okay. I'm gonna put this in your yard for. Oh crap! I need this tractor. All right, I'm gonna send. All right, I'm just gonna try to take it to the store. I gotta pick up the harvester anyway, so I'll just take this to the store, and then from there I'll send it home. Oh, what trailer is that? Oh, got the attention of DMS on the trailer. That is a Michigan East dump trailer. That's why it has all the axles. We have stupid axle laws in our state. 13,500 pounds per axle, as long as it's within 3 feet of center to center. That's our weight. So essentially, we can go up and above the federal mandated weight for trucks, but we still have to maintain within a certain level. They claim that it's to help our roads out, to spread the weight out. I've been driving my roads for a long time. I don't think it's helped any. But yeah, we have some weird weight laws for trucks. 13 axles counting your truck or tractor, depending on how you want to describe it, is the max axles in Michigan that we're allowed to have. So 8 on the trailer, and if you have a tandem axle truck. Let's see, potatoes. This guy. No, I might want to just lease that, but well, maybe I want to do spuds. You should see them daily hauling steel coils. Yeah. Our flat decks are the same way. Yep. Our flat decks have, and our tankers. Michigan tanker that stays within Michigan, doesn't go outside of Michigan, like a fuel tanker or something like that. Like our dairy tankers, or we have tankers that take what the heck is it? Molasses from the sugar plant to like the cereal companies down western side of the state. They have loaded up axles too. Tires get expensive, I would assume, on that stuff too. Uh, no, Bill.
No, the ones that Buddha is talking about.
Oh. Oh, yes, 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 Buddha, yes.
Yeah. No, not
Yeah.
these ones.
Yeah, these ones are not Carl Farms. These are my pack that I've had since like FS17 and FS15 actually is where it started when I got it from Test Farms. And then I just been converting them, upgrading them, converting, upgrading. Yeah. Yeah, these aren't Carl Farms. These are my own. Carl Farms look really nice. They probably will replace mine if and when Carl Farms comes out with his pack. It will probably be replacing the ones I got because those ones look mint. Where you want to start, Phil?
Anyway.
Okay, let's start here where you're at. I won't make it that far.
I'm just making a smoke.
I should get my tractor because I don't know. Maybe it might be wide enough. It's gonna be really weird. When does a guy like you get a trailer like that? Can build one. I'm not sure. Probably when Carl Farms releases his, I would say is probably the best way. I'm not really willing to let mine go to the masses. I mean, if it's just, you know, for you yourself or your only self, I could maybe do it. But they are highly my favorite mod in the game, and yeah, we put a lot of work into these things to get them where they're at. All people involved.
Hang on a second.
Hey, where'd you go, Phil?
Hang on a second.
Oh, okay.
Something's been pressed here.
Yes, Lockwood. Lockwood is gonna be awesome, Buddha. I seen videos of that planner. That is nice.
Oh, there it is.
Understand, not really, but yes, I understand. Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, DMS. I mean, any other thing I wouldn't care about, but those trailers, they're my pride and joy. I'm just not ready to let those go, because then it just takes one other person, and the next thing you know, Carl Farms sees all these trailers that I got here out and about, and then he just gives up on his, and I really want his, because his looks really damn nice. And will replace mine anyway, so. And then, plus, then you get, you know, mod editors putting the capacity levels at these things at like 500,000 and break it, and then say, oh, it's broke now. Trailer sucks. Well, that's because you made it humanly impossible to pull it with your 500,000 liter capacity. Because you will break this trailer. This trailer is set up highly realistic. If you put even at 100,000, you will not be able to steer it with the axles down. You have too much weight in it. It's set up very realistic. And if you change that capacity and make it haul more, it will break it. You have a Mac and a... I don't know what that one is, but not the East, yeah. I don't know what, I think he's calling them Superior, I think is what Carl Farms is calling them. Superior trailers or something like that. But it's basically modeled off of a East dump or a Mac trailer. Spelled it wrong, okay. I was wondering because I didn't know what that was. It's a big pile of potatoes right there in the middle. Gotta load your
Yeah.
trailer a little better there, Phil.
Yeah.
That's the other thing with these trailers that the fill planes I got realistically scaled, so if you sit in one spot, it really piles them up high. They're my beet trailers. I did a lot of sugar beets with. That's what I used them for. Hauling sugar beets with them. Just an 8-axle variant, ain't it? Yeah, you got the 8 variant.
Yeah.
I wonder why you weren't full yet. Don't put the axle down. Try steering or turning. You probably won't be able to.
No.
Yep, superior. Yeah. Update mass equals false. Yeah, that would be a way around it. That's how a lot of people do it. Then it removes the whole weight of what you got in it. You gotta be getting full close, don't you?
86.
86, yeah. You got a little bit up front, I see. I'm surprised that's still filling.
Yeah, so am I. I'm driving like a drunk.
Yeah. Just a wee bit
So-
there, fella.
Yeah.
Now you're
That's
full. This must not have been fertilized, I'm guessing.
No. I haven't done anything to it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you just got it from the AI.
Yeah. Right then. Let's Hussies. Fast food restaurant. Going.
Trying to find gears in that truck there, or need a push, or what?
Seeing where I'm going.
Oh, seeing where you get the best price from?
Yeah.
Probably
I've
the farmer market.
Yeah, I've tagged it, but I can't see it flashing. Oh, there it is.
You don't know where the farmer market is? It's right.
Yeah.
It's got the
Right
cool.
down the
It's got the
corner.
cool tree lights out front. Remember?
Yeah.
Of course, it's not dark time. You can't see that. So
There
there's
it
a
is.
cool on the map here. So those that are playing it at night, just drive by the equipment store or the farmer market. There's a neat little thing I did for nighttime with lighting. All I can say is America. Oh wait, I did put them up by the racetrack too, the oval track and the off-road course. Up there towards the center of the map-ish area. There's a some fancy lighting up there as well that really speaks America. Nope, I only did it on this map, Buddha. I did not do that on the standard map. It might happen because they're just objects, so it doesn't require a new save. If the map pack goes, or the map pack, if the shed pack gets through and I update all the sheds on the map, I may add that feature in on somewhere on all the maps just because America. Awesome. It's unique. Something cool. Something to add a little bit more into the, you know, besides the giant American flag on the outside of the map. You know, America. I'm still surprised Giants allowed that. See all these other maps with has a freaking awesome outside border that kind of matches the map itself, and then you got me just puts a big ass American flag on it. America. The Michigan map has the Michigan flag on it, but all the other ones have the American flag as the back border ground. It wasn't too bad a yield in this field, really.
No, it's only 3-2.
It's red where I'm picking up the potato lines, but that's because that's how Giants things work, but... Holy crap, I only got $725,000 left. Cows better start producing. Gotta buy me a tanker yet. Yeah, I can't even fathom the amount of downloads these maps got either. I mean, we're sitting at almost 1.2 million now. The last time I looked was a couple days ago.
Soon be at the 2 million mark.
Yeah, if we hit 2 million, maybe I'll come back and do something special. Maybe I'll do that. Make a forestry map or something. Yeah, we're at 1.1569 or 2 something. Oops. Gotta lower that down first. Yeah, so maybe if I hit the 2 million mark, I'll come back and do something special. Then I'll go back into hibernation. First update got you. By the way, I had pallets behind the wall, loaded the update, and they were stuck to the lids. Sorry about that, grocer. Yeah, I moved that lift and I removed that wall in that one in the workshop barn, your shed. That's okay because I had a tractor in there, and you see when I had to post on that picture, or I said I sent her in there a little hard, and it was all tipped up on its side. But yeah, that happens. At least you didn't need a new save for it. I mean, well, I guess probably might have if the pallets were stuck in the wall, but it happens. Yes, Buddha, there are quite a few across the pond that are loving my maps because it's something they're not familiar with. Is what I've been told. That's kind of the draw that it has with them, is that they're used to their small fields and small roads and bushes and hedges and stuff, and they played on Frankenmuth or any of those maps, and they're just like a wow, that's how it is over here, kind of farming. Yeah, there's I'd say a couple handfuls of messages I've received from those across the pond that love playing on the maps that I made, which is awesome. DMS is trying to pay me. You trying to pay me for mods now, DMS? You know that's against TOS, man. You can't do that. You're gonna force me to have to just give it to you pretty soon.
This is my most played map on 22.
Is it? Not
Yeah.
this map. This map just came out.
Yeah, not this one,
But the standard one, yeah.
yeah.
Just dropped it. Wink, wink. Oh, that's some funny shit right there. That's some good beans, man. Good beans. LS22 Ops. Good morning from Germany. Well, good morning. How is life in Germany? Thank you. Stopping by. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. Fished them out with forks, Grocer. Nice. Yeah. Speaking of Red River Valley, Buddha, I seen a YouTube video today of some big farm. I can't remember the name now. Well, I know what the name is. I just don't know how to pronounce it. It's some weird name. But they have a massive sugar beet harvesting operation. Like, they have like 34 of their own trucks or 32 of their own trucks. They hired out 32 more trucks for drivers for their harvesting their beets. It's just insane. They had 6 harvesters, 5 beet toppers, I think like 3 or 4 beet carts. Yeah, that's beet harvesting on a whole different scale. Yes, Sugar Beet Mafia, Grocer. That was the video. I got it today. It was on my feed today. I was like, what is this? I gotta watch this. Yep, that's what it was. 9600 pulling trucks out with a safety pole. Yes. That's what it was, Grocer. Sugar Beet Mafia. I was just in awe. They say at the high point of their harvest, they're spending $73 a minute for to pay their employees. And all their employees. It runs them $73 a minute. I'm like, what? Damn. Not an hour, a minute. Yeah, they're like, they must be one big operation up there in the Red River Valley. And it's actually a really informative video. I mean, they go through everything. All the logistics, you know, they show you, you know, what do you do when you haul the beets in, you get your dirt back. I mean, it was a very educational video. And I was just sitting there like, wow. Just in awe. I might as well send my truck back to the farm. Come here, truck. We'll get you out here to the road and we'll send you home. First of all, we don't need these axles down. Oops, sorry, van. Let me get out of your way. Alright, bring up the menu. Go to little driver dude. I gotta zoom in so I can see what the heck I'm going. Oh, let's see. Let's put you in a safe spot. Like here. Carry on, buddy. Oh, wait, I gotta adjust your speed up. Hang on, come back here. Okay, now you can go. Have fun. Hopefully I don't see any messages where you're blocked. You make it the whole way. Making it to the first corner. Made the first corner. You should be set. Straight drive then. That a boy. You'll get there. Yeah, that was a big outfit. That video was. I thought about sharing it to the Facebook page just because, you know, sugar beets. Why not? But yeah, that was crazy. That is one massive operation. And it was like archway 12-row harvesters too. It wasn't the little dinky harvesters. They have like 6 archway harvesters. I'm just sitting there like, ay, they must make a fortune. How many beet shares they must have. Yikes. Yep, that's their name. That is exactly them, Buddha. That's the video I watched today. That's who it was. That outfit, man, they got their stuff together to be able to wrestle all that. Got hired to help them get it off for the snow cane. Gudai test is how they say it. Gudai test. Thanks, you did. Thank you, DMS. I don't know. Did we give DMS a shout out? I didn't even. If not, please give DMS a shout out for sure. He's an awesome content creator. No bar hold, or no hold bars, whatever you call that phrase. And thank you for the sub, buddy. Much appreciated. Thanks, Leo. You have yourself a great night there, DMS. We'll catch you in your streams, I'm pretty sure of. I have a lot more time now to do that kind of stuff and watch others instead of modding all the time. That was reason number 2. to step away from modding for a while. Watch other great content creators. Yeah, Leo's alive. What are you talking about? He's been around. I mean, he's old as petrified wood is, but you know, still kicking it. Look at that, raises your fare to Michigan. Come when it's warm, it's a lot funner. Show your own Frankenmuth and stuff. It'd be great. Be a good time. Valley Farmer, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Texas, man, get shot in Texas. Texas are a breed of their own. Texas don't mess around, tell you what. They shoot back, yes. They don't ask questions, they just start shooting back. Don't mess with Texas, right? Although you guys are getting quite the influx, I've heard, from California. People moving from there to there, you know. I'm not sure how well that's going to work out for you guys there at Texas. I don't know if you can build a wall or border there between the two states, maybe, or something. I don't know. I mean, not all Californians are bad. Don't get me wrong, but there's a few out there just like, no. You probably should just not, no. They've claimed Austin? Not good. Not good at all. For now. Like to see my farm set up, Peterman? Alright. As soon as we get these buds off, I'll be heading back to my farm. We got those 2 rows there. Let's see if my truck made it back. Yeah, he made it. He's sitting there where I sent him. Right there. So yeah, you can do that on the map too, just so you know. Send things from point A to point B, which is very helpful on a 4X map, trust me. Should be more helpful on a bigger map, but there's like 280 some traffic splines in the map to get the A, to get the traffic to work, and B, to help with the AI moving from place A to B. So it functions 90% of the time correctly. Traffic off, you can increase that almost to 100%. You still have to contend with the ditches and the game AI, how they drive semi-trucks. They'd be fired, or fired for Swift, but fired for everybody else's outfit, because they don't take corners correctly when they're pulling a trailer. So sometimes they'll end up in a ditch, but with traffic off, you would greatly increase your chances of it going from point A to point B without trouble. You been keeping track, Phil? Because I can't see what you sell.
Track.
Okay.
We're at 70,000.
Nice. That was worth my couple hours worth of effort.
Yeah.
Doing taters for 2 hours almost, Shorty? Yeah. I'm about tatered out already. I think maybe I might just plow mine under. I don't know. We'll see. How long do we have to harvest taters with? I don't play the game long enough to know. Oh, jeez, yeah, we're in... I might just plow mine under. Or do it this weekend. I don't know. Just send them to the corner, then turn for them. Having any problems with them on the Michigan at all? Nice, Buddha. I did my best with doing the splines. I mean, I'm helping MB Farms this weekend do some splines on his map. If he's around and we're around, we can get together. Splines aren't horrible, they just take a little time. But once you get them in, then everything works. It's oh, I'm stuck on your smoke. Yeah, your exhaust stack there. Oh. But yeah. I've kind of learned the tricks through frustrations with the AI splines and how they work, and the vehicle splines, how they work. Been many a frustrating nights dealing with dead ends before I figured out the key to the puzzle, and how pretty much the last two maps I've done, I've had no issues with, or at least no major issues, unless I have a spline that's going the wrong direction, dead ending into a spline that's going the opposite direction. I've had that happen a couple times, but I've figured out the key to this whole spline thing now. Yeah, no, Shorty, it has to be paused, otherwise I won't have time to get all this stuff done I need to get done. So, on a Deddy server, sometimes you gotta pause time so you don't lose crops. It's just how it works, especially with you're on 1-day seasons. We could probably move that to 3-day seasons if need be, but pausing time works just the same. Well, you know, it is my server. I'm paying the bill. You're gonna have to go forward a little bit. There you go. Blah, blah, blah. The tool implements used for taters are both from, well, the tool implements I'm using for taters, I converted from Justin Gilbertson's FS19 mod. But somebody did convert his whole pack and release it on Custom Modding's, or made a post on Custom Modding's page with a link to them, or to their conversions. These ones here are not those. These ones are the ones I converted myself. But essentially the same mod, just I converted it and they converted it their own kind of thing. Got your ticket ready yet? Oh, Nightbot didn't like somebody's message. Nightbot didn't like Grocer's message.
It's got WTF in it.
I mean, yeah. I see that, yeah. Yeah, just take the WTF out, Grocer, and then you can... Then I'm okay with putting that out. That's fine. But I agree. I mean, they start you at 5 times speed right off the get-go. I mean, I don't know why they didn't set it at 1 time speed. Yeah. Not sure on that front. But yeah. I do like how they have it, you starting in like the summer or like early fall. Because you start harvesting right away, so it's easier to get money. You don't have such high expenses starting at the beginning of the year and having nothing kind of to float you to harvesting. At least this way you get to start with some money and then you get to harvest some crops right away and get more money. It makes it easier to get yourself started than what it did back in 19. So I do have to say that they did. I like that change for sure. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Where are we at now, Phil?
Uh,
100 thou?
93,729.
Not bad. That's my share?
No, that's what we've.
That's
got so
total.
far.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got probably 1, 2, 4 loads yet, maybe?
Yeah.
We've hauled out, what, 4 loads, alright, right?
Is
Is that your 5th?
Yeah.
That's 4th?
I think that they're doing 23 to 20. That was my 4th load.
Nice. So yeah, there's probably 3 loads then left. These are short rows on this other side. Oh, I might as well fill this up while I'm waiting. Oh, you're here already. Nice. Yeah, these gotta get increased up a little bit of speed. These are just way too slow for me. Realistic, but they're slow. Couple mile an hour each.
Yeah, I thought we'd make between 150 and 200,000.
200,000, you figured?
Yeah.
It'd be pretty.
150 to
It'd be
200.
close. It's gonna be. It's gonna be close to 200. Be like
Yeah.
probably 175-ish. If we did the whole field, we'd probably get 200, but
Yeah.
nobody got time for that.
No.
Racked up a lot of hours on my tractor. I'm almost out of fuel. Down to a 3rd tank.
Relax.
Does that field across of us rolled or something? It looks different.
No, it's just planted.
Okay. Oh, I'm gonna get stuck. I'm stuck.
It's one of my wheat fields.
That's one of your wheat fields? Nice. That'd be a big field for you.
Yeah.
I almost got stuck in a ditch.
I've got two wheat fields. Because I'm a plonker. I wanted one wheat and one barley.
Ah.
Ended up planting two wheat by accident.
Fucker. That's no good.
No.
I think Shorty finished planting mine out last night.
Yeah. I just need to roll them. Because I want to get the maximum yield off it.
Ah. Yeah. Bad static. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. Winter wheat is in, Shorty. Got it. I was getting pretty fuzzy at last night when I was getting tired. I don't remember all what was going on. I'm just glad the silage pit is opened up now. So it must be a 24-hour thing with the silage pits. Like,
Yeah.
actual 24-hour. So if you cover it at 1400, you can't open it till the next day at 1400.
But that's good that it's fixed itself. It's fixed itself then.
Yeah. Yeah. I can bucket silage out of it now, so. Be bucking silage out of that for a long time, I think. They have barely made a dent in it. Got one barn filled up and they barely put a dent in it. Like 4 bucketfuls. Zach.
Jeez.
Thank you for the follow, Zach, and welcome to the channel.
I've got almost 2 pits full off that one field. I'll probably get all 3 filled.
And Facebook is still going off. Yes, follow me is only single player only. It will not work multiplayer. Follow me does not work on any multiplayer, whether it's server or just hosted. It is not multiplayer compatible. Nader Gator. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. How's it going? Do I play FS15? Not anymore. I played it about 10 years ago. No, maybe not that long ago. 8 years ago? No, probably was 10 years ago. Or longer.
10 years ago was 13, wasn't it?
Was it 13?
Yeah.
It's been a long
Maybe.
time since I played 15. Let's just leave it at that. It's been a long
Yeah.
time since I played 17. 19? Not anymore. I do have it installed because I needed to get some shaders and textures and stuff from my maps from 19 to convert them into 22, and then update all the shaders and stuff to 22 stuff standards. But that's, yeah, I don't play 19 anymore either. I just play 22. 22 is much better than 19 in my opinion, all around. I think my final post is gonna be my most popular post. What do you think about that? What are the odds of that happening? Ay ay ay. A lot of comments. "64 comments and 15 shares. Ay 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 ay. Crikey, that's a lot, eh? Do I have Snapchat? No. I have Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. That's it. I'm not a social media guru. I'm an early generation millennial. Not a late generation millennial. Twitter, TikTok, don't have any of that either. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. And my YouTube channel is basically my recordings from Twitch. I export them out when I get the time and post them over to YouTube. That's really all my YouTube channel is, just a video log recording, because Twitch will delete your video recordings after so long, and YouTube pretty much keeps them forever, so it's kind of like my video log history. Right? Go right, Phil. Phil, go right. Go right. Turn right.
Got the niche on my leg.
I'm not sure, Snake. I have no idea what any of that means. That's probably why. I'm not up on the techie tech stuff. I just figure out something that works and then I just do it that way. There's probably, even with map making, I know there's easier ways to do what I did. But that's just how I learned how to do it, so that's just the way I always done it. And it works. Sometimes sometimes it's simple. The simple things make it's just easier, less complicated. But yeah, that makes sense. Stream.io is a website. Set up OBS to restream instead of Twitch. Just click start stream. That's not that simple. It sounds confusing. Oh, good to know, Leo. I'm glad you're around to tell me what I can and can't do. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that's not an option, Snake. I'd be going against Twitch's terms of using their platform if I do a restream thing like that. So that's why I don't do it. We'll just go with that. Thank you, Leo. I didn't know any of that either. I wouldn't know either because I'm stuck. Give me a push. Okay, good. I knew I should have put duals on this tractor. What's up, Norm?
Just to give you a heads up, I'm about to
Oh,
join.
hey, it's Bros. I thought maybe somebody popped in the Discord here. Bros, we have to talk.
Okay.
I have to reimburse you.
Uh-oh. Still.
There is a mod that you will no longer have, which we will not speak of while I'm streaming.
Okay.
But I had to remove it because it was we were having major frame loss, and as soon as I got rid of it, we all gained like 20 some frames apiece.
Okay, that's fine.
So, and we also removed another one too, which doesn't affect you, but the one does. So you just have to use a smaller one for that certain implement.
That's fine.
But I'll reimburse. I don't know what it costs. I'll figure that out. I'll reimburse you for it for sure. That way you don't lose out on the money you spent for it.
Okay. Yeah, just so you know, I am joining right now, so.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I'm just sitting in my potato picker upper Dewey, waiting for Phil to come back for an empty trailer.
I kind of waited till Phil left. I have your stream pulled up, so. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see how long it takes. It's probably gonna take for.
I feel better about things now. Main difference is I still be the ditch crying distortion. Oy. Well, that wouldn't be any good to be in a ditch crying. But AI is blocked and rolled. Not Swiss. Swiss, are you upside down somewhere?
Oh, I was pretending it was the computer.
Oh,
So,
okay.
I had to come out loud and come back in. Having problems.
Okay. I don't know how long that message has been sitting there, but I just seen it when Rose
Oh,
popped in.
hours.
Oh, geez.
Whenever you sent the truck off.
Oh, okay, that was in response to my truck. Okay.
Yeah.
Now it makes all sense. I didn't even see it till just when Rose entered it popped up on my screen over there.
Hey, maybe that mod is what caused me to be so long.
It could have been. I mean, it was causing frame loss. I can say that much because I was for I don't know what it was half hour, 45 minutes, hour or something like that when I got home tonight trying to figure out what was going on.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after stream and figure
Yeah.
out what it.
Yeah. I just don't want to. I don't want to say
Yeah.
anything on stream just because I don't like to speak negatively against others' work. And it's really not the mod is fine. It's
Yeah.
just very detailed where it causes frame loss when you're talking 6 different people on a 4x map and a bunch of equipment. It
Yep.
just doesn't play well together with that massive amount of stuff. Yeah, Torshan. I did put culverts in for a reason, but I still see people jump ditches. It's hysterical. Some guy I was watching over the weekend or whenever it was, might not have been this weekend, might have been last week sometime, but flying across the map and I'm like, yeah, there's a ditch there. He hit that ditch and it just goes flip flopping flying around. I'm like, yeah, well. I watch streams from now and then. Usually people that are oh, come back here. Usually people that are playing the map, one of my maps, I usually have more tendency to watch. Just because I like watching what people do with the map and how they play it. And if nobody's playing the map, then usually I'll find my general normal people that I usually sit around and watch and have a laugh with and whatnot, but I have a lot more time doing that. Usually I did that when I was modding, so I kind of had, most of the time I was lurking, listening to them while I was doing modding and mapping. But now I'll actually be able to watch some of them instead of just lurk all the time, which would be nice. But those are the sacrifices we make as modders to do what we do and bring enjoyment for all of others and ourselves.
Okay, well I know what mod it is. You're good. I'll.
Yeah, it should be pretty easy to find because it's
Yeah.
it was well, yeah, I'll let you when I'm done streaming tonight. We'll get it all figured out for you.
Yeah, that works. No problem. Did we advance a month or are we still in the idea?
We are still in September. I have time paused because I'm running low on time.
What do you need help with? I can.
Well, potatoes, but I'm down right now helping Phil. But if you have a tractor with carrot wheels on it, there is a merger, potato merger at the store that can be took back to my farm and start merging my potatoes in rows. But after this, I got to go back to my farm and feed my cows, so that way when we do advance time, they'll start feeding them, and that'll be, the cows will be squared away. Then I can come back into potatoes again.
How do I know if they're the carrot wheels?
You'll drive on the field and it'll kill them or not. That's
Okay. Well,
that's the easiest way to do it.
Alright, hold on. I'll I have this tractor. Dang it. Now I gotta reset. It won't take me long, but I gotta reset up. You don't mind?
Yep, no worries. I'll have to give you contractor status too.
Yeah.
Otherwise you won't be able to hook up to my equipment. Well, maybe you would be able to hook up to it, you just won't be able to use it. I don't know how that works, if you're actually locked out of the equipment too, or if you're going to hook up other people's equipment.
I don't know. We finally found out that you can use diesel or buy diesel, but it's got to be from your own.
Oh, you can't go to somebody else's farm and get diesel?
You can't go to the store because it charges the mod owner or the farm owner.
Oh. I see.
But Swiss could go to her farm. She had a diesel thing and it worked with hers. So.
Interesting. All this stuff is interesting. I don't know about 'cause I never did this enough. Still learning the game and it's already been out for a year and a half. Well, that's what makes it fun. Continuously learning. I wonder what Phil's gonna do here. Because there's a ditch to his right and I'm blocking his left.
I'm going to back up.
Guys, we want that.
That was a wise choice, I think.
Yeah. It was the only choice really I had.
Well, you did have other two choices, it's just that they weren't, probably had a lower success rate.
Yeah.
This ain't gonna fit on that truck, I don't think, will it?
I'm at 78%.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit.
So, it won't destroy any crops, right? If I
Correct, if you
over
drive on your own crops and it doesn't destroy them, it won't destroy any crop then. Yeah.
I got this field of cotton still coming, so
As long as you own the field and it don't kill it, then you're good to go.
Cool. Yep, I'll go start.
Alright, let me grant you contract access here. Actually, let me just get Phil filled up. He's almost full. And then while he's delivering, I'll get that sent.
Alright, while you're doing that, I'll be right back.
Okay. How full, Phil?
97. 98. 99. That's me.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably worth coming back and picking up this little bit yet.
Yeah.
I've already did the work to row it, might as well harvest it.
I'll
Didn't
say. Yeah, go on, Swiss.
I just wondering if anyone needs help.
Potatoes.
Who might help you?
That's the only thing that's on my list is getting my potatoes off yet and feeding my cows, which I wanna feed my cows because I wanna get used to using the loader. Because I'll be going to be using it a lot to feed all them cows.
Isn't Phil, don't you step corn again?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stay in your farm.
I'm holding spuds at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hold spuds for you, Taylor. If you
Okay.
want. Yeah, we've got a quarter of the field left to do in corn, Swiss. And then that's all the what's name done.
Oh, sir. Yes, I'm not mixing TMR. My friends over at Lily provided me with a kitchen and a Lily robotic feed mixer. So I am utilizing my newfound robotic friend to mix all my cow feed. I just got to keep its kitchen full. That's my part.
Have you seen how big them lily things are in real life?
Yes. Yeah, the Iowa dairy farmer has videos on his that he has.
Yeah, they're absolutely huge.
Yeah, they're big. They're no little toy. I mean,
Yeah,
size of a mid-sized tractor.
yeah.
Fully automated. Alright, Big Papa. It's coming close. I got another 100 feet to go and we'll be on our way up north. Again, the barns, when you see them, they are Crooked Creek's barns, not mine. I was allowed to use them. And big thanks, shout out to him for allowing me to use them. And then all I did was edit them to get the robotic feeding system to them and working, and respline the robotic feeder robot. So it goes out and around through the barn and back out and around back to its home. But the barn and everything inside of it was all him. I did nothing to that. Do 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 do, I see the end.
Yep.
This buggy needs to get some fuel on it.
$164,000 so far we've made.
Not bad for a free field. You almost paid for the field, didn't it? No, probably not.
Don't know how much this field cost me.
Field was probably 200,000.
$169,000.
Oh, almost made it back then.
Yeah.
Except for you
Pay up.
gotta pay up, pay my fees.
Yeah, if I'd done it myself, I would have, what's the name? I would have paid for the field.
You would have paid for the field. Yeah.
Yeah. Which ain't too bad. I'll be interested in how much I get off me Milo.
So those in chat, have you played the map at night? What do you think about the lights? The lighting feature I have down here at the store, and blew by that sign. The store and the farmer market, for those that have seen it. Rev'd, thank you for the follow and welcome to the channel. Hope I don't meet any cars, because this could get interesting.
Yeah, there ain't much of a
Not much,
buffer.
not much of a buffer here. It's either a bean field or a ditch. Shoulders aren't very wide.
Made 169,635.
Nice. I'll take 75,000. You can keep the rest.
Who's the baby blue?
That's Shorty.
Oh, he did his own.
Yeah, over on the eastern side of me. That's Shorty's farm.
Yeah, hold on.
Are you you sure about the 75,000?
Yeah, I'm sure. You can keep the rest of it. You got taxes on that field anyway, so. I gotta figure out how to get rid of 75,000 before tax year comes up. Otherwise, I gotta pay taxes on the income. See a new tractor in my future.
I just bought a John Deere Gator, so I wouldn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't think I need a little gator yet. Could buy 3 or
And
4
I'm
of those.
contacting
Oh
Bill's
crap, car
silage
coming.
with-
Crap.
Yeah. Only went in.
That wasn't too bad.
Nice chunk of change for both of us.
Yeah. 2.5 hours worth of work? Not bad.
Yeah.
Beats pay a little better than that, though.
The field always beats. But all this silence down there.
It's a long drive to the north. It's a long, long drive to the north. Oh, we're getting to my territory now. Car coming, nope. Car coming, nope. We go through the stop sign. I usually would slow down a little bit. But yeah, I don't. Out here in these backcountry roads like this, when I'm up here with the tractor in real life, I'll slow down enough that'll make it look like I attempted, but I don't ever clutch in and stop, as long as there's nothing coming.
Nobody does.
So you can see a
Not
long ways too. So
in any farming community, there's no.
it's just a pain in the butt to get started again, especially when you have older tractors. You actually have to clutch and shift. There's no power shifting. Yeah. Although I've kind of on my old 1155 that I had, I mastered it shifting without having to use the clutch by matching the RPMs like you would like a truck.
Yep.
Yeah, you could do it with that tractor. And any of them tractors in that series, you could clutch yourself to get going, but after that you could shift through. As long as you matched your speed and RPMs correctly, it'd go right into gear without grinding or anything. It was pretty cool.
But even with running a hydrostatic transmission like on this spreader that I run, it's still just so much easier just to keep going. All right.
Yes, Miss Mrid or Mr. Id, Mr. ID. Yeah, this is the 4X Frankenmuth map. As Peterman put in there, chat.
All right. What do you want me? You want me on the merger? Is what you said?
Yeah, just start merging the taters together. Remember that I can pick up 4 rows with my harvester plus the swath.
Where is your merger?
It's down at the store.
Oh, god dang it!
Oh, you're down here with your tractor. Crap.
Well, we're gonna. Nobody sees the tractor here, so.
Let me know when you want me to come up.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be probably an hour or 2.
Yeah.
It might not be tonight. It might be tomorrow. Because my field's it's not that big, but it's halfway big.
Why are you trying to activate GPS, Swiss?
No, I was just trying to get the cruise control to work.
Ah,
To kick the worker out.
yeah.
Oh, fuel, fuel.
Mhm.
Yes, Shorty, fuel. I don't remember even filling this tank.
Wait a minute, Swiss.
GPS is set now.
Yeah.
Oh, you did? I was like, I'm like sitting here, I was like, I don't remember. I remember placing it, but I don't remember filling it. Thanks, Shorty. No, I'll just put this in this driveway.
I've just taken you off contractor status.
Okay,
So you don't have to go through my machines then.
okay. So there's my house. That's Elk Creek farmhouse. That's his barn shed too, or garage. There's my dog. I should probably go feed my dog because I'm over here.
Okay, and then you go lay down.
His name is Prickles. The names the name the game gives you randomly is just hilarious. Like Prickles, really?
Why does that name ring a bell? Prickles?
It makes me think of Pringles. No
Yeah.
food. I'm hungry.
I'm full Swiss.
So I couldn't find a bucket, but I found a bucket pack out there. So I took that bucket pack and edited it to get me a higher capacity bucket. So this bucket holds 20,000. It's my cheater bucket, I guess you could call it.
Get them back to Elk.
That is true, Torshan. That is true. We all can play the game how we want to play it. And I want to play the game with a big bucket. Because a 5,000 liter bucket would take me forever. Nobody got time for that. At least I don't. So, I modified a bucket. Not sure how much this thing is gonna fill up with silage, but man, it takes a lot. If I couldn't play with the mods, my logging skills would shut down part of the country. Nice. Oh no, that's not going in there. Crap. Oh, I think it's full. Uh-oh. Might have got my bucket stuck in here now. I think I got my bucket stuck. Oh, good. my mess. I think it got full. This might be easier to load my trailer up and then come over and dump it instead of bucketing. That might be a easier way to do that. Fill my dump trailer up and then bring the dump trailer over.
Go to sleep. You need to go to sleep. Okay, I guess you don't want Mama to do your hair. In a minute, when we get where we're going, we're gonna go to bed, okay?
We'll do one more trailer Swiss.
Pull you over there.
Yeah, because I've just done that to one side for now. Yeah, we'll do this trailer and then what's name we'll sort them pits out.
That hard. That hard.
Three rows off there, Swiss. to me.
I don't know why it's pouring on the ground.
It's done that since the game come out. Giants did that for some reason.
I've never known.
Both, Big Papa. They are placed in the map, and also you can buy more and place them where you want. Or you can delete them and that are pre-placed and move them where you want. Fully customizable. If you go into the store, go under animals, right there. Ready to be placed. It is built into the map. No mod required. Hey, Dave from G-Portal. How's it going, Dave? So I'm told that you are like the G-Portal, you are the G-Portal guru, or like, you are the G-Portal. I do have to say your G-Portal server, if that is true, is the bee's knees. And we're not even taxing the server at all. We got 6 people on here, a whole bunch of equipment bought, 4x map. It's not even blinking an eye at it. So, if you are the owner or work for them, you guys have done an awesome job with your Daddy servers for the game. And a pretty reasonable price for what you get to versus other ones out there. For what you're getting, what service you're getting, yeah, I'm 100% satisfied so far. But I'm pretty new to the server, dedicated server stuff, but I've had some in the past that are just meh. But this one, it works really well. Depends on what they want. I don't need nothing from you, man. All I need is you to keep your service the way it is, because it is awesome. The server is running without any hiccup. I mean, we're not even taxing it. It's like 5% at most on the CPU, I think it is reading. What's up, bros?
What's the button to...
Control I to drop on the ground.
Yeah, how do you turn it from one side to the other?
You have to buy a different one.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, that one drops on the left-hand side.
Yep, I'll go around the other
Yep,
way.
so you gotta go, yeah, you gotta go around the way it works for the left-hand side.
Okay, I didn't know if you could...
Nope, yeah, they're two separate mods. Well, it's a viable option, I guess you could say.
That's fine. I'll just go the other way. I was trying to... you got two little piles, so... Left-hand side right at the
Is it-
beginning of the build.
Is it the same name, Dave? In Jimmy's Discord? That I can reach you at? That you're on Twitch here, I assume? Dave's okay. We'll do. I'll shoot you a message later on here when I get done. But yeah, man. I have to, thanks for the awesome server. Like I said, I've had some other servers that I've ran the game 19 versions on, and they don't perform like this one does. We always were having to take mods out or restart things, and it'd crash on us and corrupt saves, and yeah, it was just a nightmare. I haven't had any trouble so far with this one. And I don't expect any trouble from the things I've heard. I mean, we don't really have lag at all. And for a 4X map, that's pretty impressive. And, well, yeah, I mean, I'm running at 30 ms, 32 ms ping. Yeah. That there says it all to me. I've never had a dedicated server where I ran that low. I was always in the 40s or 50s for ping. Yeah. That's what Red Dirt was telling me. He says, when I was telling him I wanted to, do 60, 70 some mods and run my 4X map on it, and he says, dude, you're never gonna tax it. I have that exact setup, and he's like, I'm not even taxing it. You'll be plenty fine. I'm like, okay, good. But it runs really smooth. We've had some mod issues, which are mod issues, not server issues. But oh, I can't even dump the. Oh no! Tell me I'm stuck with this now. I can't dump this back into my pile. Oh come on, Giants! What am I supposed to do with the extra? Leave it in my trailer the whole time? Slightly dis.
And you dump it to the ground.
Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe, and then what, bucket it back in?
Yeah.
Well, that just seems ridiculous. I gotta dump it in a pile, to pick it up in a pile, and put it back in the pile. Come on. Oh. It's like, why can't you just back it up, put it in there? I mean, like, why do I have to put it here to put it back into there? That makes no sense. Can I at least dump the bucket back in here? Please tell me I at least can do this. Can't perform that here, but it's let me, so yeah, take that, game. Yeah, sure thing, Dave. Have yourself a good one. Thanks for stopping by and checking us out. Appreciate it. Have yourself a good one. Hey Norm, how's it going? Yes, Norm. Yeah, you were exactly right. In the when night, like maybe that's a game change in 22. I don't know, but yeah, we always had desync and crops and stuff, and just weird stuff all the time. And connection speeds were just junk. I mean, the Dedi server is almost better connection than I have at home. That's just weird to me. Like, I don't have usually this low ping. I never have this low ping connecting to any multiplayer game. It's always, you know, high 30s, high 40s. So, whatever they're doing over there, they've done it right. Oh, got a little bucket wear on there, looks like, too, now. Come on. There. Close enough. Can I get out of here? Yep. Let's see now. What was that? Is that my cows or... Oh. It sounds just like the cows in the game. Dutch Dragon, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel. So here's the inside of the barn. Got your cows. There's no feed yet because the robot vectors haven't ran yet because we have time paused. But yeah, it's a nice barn. The fans turn on. There's curtains on the side that go up and down. There's two switches right here. One's for fans, one's for curtains. All the doors open up, gates all open and close. The Lily vector will come out from here. Uh-oh, Swiss was on mute for a while, huh? But yeah,
I thought Phil was just being rude.
Oh, yeah, we haven't heard from you in a while, Swiss. But yeah, the vector comes out here, and it has a spline created for it, so it'll go this way, and then come around the corner, and then it'll come down this big bay here. It'll do its feeding animation. And then when it gets to about here, it'll stop, and then it'll come out this door, come back around. You make sure when you place stuff, don't place anything that's within this path. Otherwise, the little robot will go through it, and it comes back over here and parks itself. That's the path it takes. And all you gotta do is keep the kitchen full, and it does all the work for you.
You want to drive up and down this?
Yeah, please.
Torshan, yeah.
I might just drop the plate off. So
Yeah.
I can't blame.
Yeah, you couldn't blame ping on the on the shooters for their server. That's for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's steady at like 30, between 30 and 35 ms for my ping. It's pretty much just steady. It's really, really good. Burrows? Were you trying to fill my ditch full of potatoes?
I was trying to make a bridge.
Or were you doing a Swiss? Your back, Phil says, okay. Alright, I am all caught up. It's a big field of potatoes. So that's what I did too. I got Jersey cows on this side, and I got my Holsteins on this side in this barn. Well, what can I do now? I don't know if I got anything else to do. Oh, I could roll my wheat. Does it need rolling? Does it say that? Needs roll. Yeah. Yeah, let's do that. Let me go buy me a roller. Or lease me a roller. I don't know if I really want to buy one. I can roll my wheat while I wait for some spuds to get picked out. Oh, rollers. That should be in probably rollers, right? Yeah. There it is. Yeah, we gotta go green. Gotta go green. Buy or lease. Now I'm gonna lease it because I really don't need more. Let's go find my tractor. Don't know why it would roll wheat, but maybe. Better seed to ground. This yep, this barn got it. Oh, yeah, we can turn the time on. Let's do that. We'll put it at half speed just to get stuff. If everybody's good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Oh, there you are.
I've just come back now.
Oh, I need to
just went
log.
to 100.
Where's that? This
You
button?
might have to scrape some stuff up after you cover it.
There it is.
Say again, Swiss.
You might you will have to probably scrape a little silage off the front once you cover it. I had to come all the way down to the bottom just to get it back.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. I didn't put a scratch on your tractor, but it flipped twice upside down.
Oh, cars, we are good to go.
Get it in water.
Are you gonna put more in there?
Yeah.
We'll take a drive around a little bit too on the way home and show off some of the other farms for you guys to see them that are in chat.
I'm very
And then we'll do some rolling. Any of your fields need rolling? I have a roller now. I can contract out my rolling.
I've got 2 fields that need rolling.
Hello. Who there? Who dat?
That's velvet.
Was it Dallas?
Yeah.
Ah.
That's velvet.
Black Velvet? Yeah, that's Dallas. Howdy, Dallas.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hello? I can hear you.
Flint raised. Thank you for the raid. Welcome. How was your stream? Hope all is well. Oh, it's a long drive from the north to the south. Pretty cool, kind of short but good. Yeah, that happens sometimes. Home just driving south. Very long drive from the north. Try not to run over any cars. On my way to the store to get my roller. Dee. Oh, cart coming. Who's gonna get there first? Oh, he got lucky. He was lucky. Oh, things are great, Flint. I've officially retired from modding today. Well, modding new projects, I should say. I'm going to still support my maps and what I've done thus far for 22. Just nothing new. So I've semi-retired, I guess you could say. Gonna enjoy a lot of that time now freed up so I can play the game and play other games and just have fun. Ooh, car coming, car coming. We play chicken? Just rub the mirrors off. Wouldn't it be funny if they actually stopped the cars, got out and shook their fist at you if you got too close to them when you passed them, like real traffic does? Or they're sitting behind you and they give you the finger. It probably would no longer be E for everyone rating to involve road rage. There's got to be a mod for that. You're from Michigan, could I do the same thing? Oh yeah, I'm born and raised Michigander. Been here my whole life. Wolf mod. Raid, raid, raid. Oh, another car, another car. Does the map able to... No. No, Dallas. No. The maps do not support the swather, nor will they ever support the swather, because I am not going to be that person to take their hard work and dedication to the game and copy it over into my maps. Not for me. Not something I would do. Don't live here now, but you did, yeah. Yeah, once you're a Michigander, you're always a Michigander. You move out of state, then you're just, you know, you've abandoned us, but you're still a Michigander. You can't take that away from somebody. Just like a farmer. Born a farmer, in your blood, it stays in you. Whether you farm still or not, it's still in you. No, not abandoned. Okay. Yeah, Dallas, it takes special script, it takes those new crops, it takes a bunch of stuff that I'm not willing to steal from another person's map to put in my maps. Just, for me, it's not worth it. Michigan doesn't do it. We don't swath crops except for alfalfa. But we don't have peas, we don't have lentils, we don't have flax. That stuff doesn't grow in Michigan. At least I've never seen anybody grow it in Michigan. So. Rollin', rollin', rollin'. How close can we get to the car? Oh, I can get closer. I can get much closer. Yes, they grow hemp. We call it hemp, not cannabis. But there are some hemp farmers that are growing 30, 40 acres of hemp now.
It's
And
okay.
what they do is they'll combine the hemp with well, the ones that I've seen are using gleaners, and they combine the seed or the whatever it is. I don't know how that all works. I'm not really involved in it or knowledgeable of it, but they combine it, and they combine it when it's green, which is just weird, but they get something off of them. Seeds, or I don't know.
They make a lot of that. Clothing. Ropes.
What's that, Swiss?
Make a lot of stuff out of hemp. Like clothing, ropes. They've made ropes for, I don't know, hundreds of years.
Yeah, they're harvesting mostly. From what I understand, they're harvesting it to get to extract the oil from it, the hemp oil. But I don't know. Like I worked at an agco dealer, and they brought their combine in, and they were trying to retrofit it to work with harvesting hemp. So, more power to them. Stuff stinks. The whole combine stunk too. Just no. Not for me. I went back up front and sold parts. I had to deliver parts back out the back of the warehouse there. How I found out what's going on. That must have been a server save. Oop, another car, another car. Whoa, 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 I'm getting thrown all over the place. Now you gotta pass on that one. No, Flint, I won't be putting hemp. For one, 3 of my maps are on Giant's Mod Hub, and they will not allow it. And the 4X maps, yeah, I don't need to play with it. I'm happy with the crops I got. If one crop that I could figure out and put in here would be pickles, because we do a lot of pickles in this area of Michigan. But that'd be the only other crop that I would really think about adding. Maybe rye, but rye around here really isn't grown for, seed or growing for a crop to sell. It's mostly a cover crop. They seed it. They let it grow up to get somewhat tall and just start heading out, and then they roll it flat and plant corn or beans into it for ground cover or weed deterrent. Well, yeah, I mean there are actual well, I guess the technical term is pickling cucumbers, because they're not the size of a cucumber. They only grow big as a pickle. and there's a little bit different makeup to them than a cucumber. But its technical term is a pickling cucumber. But we just all call them pickles around here, even though you have to pickle them to get to a pickle. But yeah. It's a different breed of plant to make them shorter and doing pretty good, Wolfmod. Doing pretty good. How about yourself? So only bugger about this roller is you can't take corners with it very nicely. It's very rigid. Other than that, it works really nice. I've attempted to fix that and I horribly broke it, so I left it alone. I made things go every way and every way, so some things just are meant to be left alone. Good, just chilling at home after work. Nice. Am I gonna put a Kellogg's factory up? Yeah, I thought about changing the names of some of the factories, but I couldn't have it Kellogg's factory as a name on a map that's on Giants because of the fact that it's a licensed brand that they would have to then get for it to be allowed. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get my flat field flatter. Yes, rocks. I don't play with rocks anymore. I played with them for like a week after the game came out, and then that's like that. I'm done. I don't. We don't have a rock quarry in Michigan. In our fields, we have rocks. We have big rocks, some small rocks, but they're not all over the place like the rocks in the game are. So I played around with them enough just to toy with them, and then after that, they get turned off now. Yeah, cabbage. Cabbage used to be pretty big up here in the 80s. Cabbage and tomatoes. But when one of the big processing plants went out, then all those crops disappeared because there's nobody that would take them anymore. Melons. Ooh, I butchered that corner up. Well, thanks, Flint. I did really well with my maps too, I think. I mean, They're unique. They capture Michigan quite well, in my opinion. And they're all a little different from each other. Some, some got big fields, other ones got littler fields, and some have some unique shaped fields, but they're all fairly square, rectangular, which is Michigan. Ditches. I think I've done pretty well. I'm pretty proud, pretty happy with what I ended up with, and now it's time just to play the heck out of them. Have fun. Still need to get the prairie map? Yeah. You probably won't see me much playing on a prairie 4X map. It's just too big for me. I'm pretty much that's gonna be the one map I built that I probably won't play on. It's just I am butchering the heck out of this. Anybody want a bent roller? Cause I just bent the heck out of this one. And probably put a hole in my barn. Does it hurt to roll things twice? Hope not. Besides fuel cost.
Bill, you just need a minute. I got stuck on the plate.
You hate ditches? Yeah. Through the last year and a half, the biggest complaints I got were ditches, power poles, and then the contracts, which I think is a Giants issue more than a map issue at this point. Because it's so random that it's almost impossible for me to get a definitive this is what's wrong. It's all the crops, all fields, all platforms, mods or no mods, precision farming or not. Everybody, some work, some don't. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, my ditches love you. Forgot one was there riding my dirt bike and ended up sliding across the road getting. Oh, I get bad road rash, yeah. Yeah, a lot of our ditches in Michigan are actually man-dug, man-made ditches. And they still dig them. I mean, they'll dig them out periodically throughout the year. Digging the cattails and stuff out of them, and the silt and mud and stuff in the bottom of them. So drainage is, things drain out better. No, Flint, I do not have any other maps in the works, nor will I have any other maps. I have officially, as of today, I've laid myself off. I am laid off of modding, new projects and anything. I'm fully supporting what I've done so far, 100%, but nothing new for the rest of Life of 22. Depends on what happens with the next version. If I'm still able, I'll probably convert some, if not all, of the maps I've done, and maybe make a new one. I haven't quite decided yet what I wanted to do. I don't know what the new version of the game is going to bring. So, I am currently laid off, I guess you could say. Yep. Yep, basically I've retired for now so I can enjoy the game with the maps and stuff that I've created and hang out with the community and friends and family that I've gained over through this process. You know, just have fun. No more trying to stress out why this don't work or that don't work, and just play the game and have fun. And other games for that matter too. Does alfalfa need to be rolled? Yep, alfalfa needs rolling too. Okay. Roll it all.
Did not realize I was muted that entire time.
Oh. I wonder why you were getting so quiet. I figured maybe you're just staying peaceful on your side or whatever it may be, but yeah, you've been quiet for a while.
Yeah, well, my daughter was talking for the longest time, and I guess I muted it to keep her quiet. Like, even just now, you said, I guess, I wonder if alfalfa needs rolled, and I said, yeah, it's fresh seeded, it does, and then, oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of that. So you probably answered my question too about filling the ditches and with taters too. I never heard you.
Yep, I did.
I'm assuming that must be when you were trying to figure out why I won't go to the other side.
Yes, it was.
Ah, okay. Better file for unemployment for yourself. Nice, Wolf. Yeah, I should. Who knows? The state might just be dumb enough to give it to me, too. Call it self-employment. Now I'm unemployed. You been to Maryland? See, I'm from Maryland, but been to Michigan a few times. Nice. It's a great state. I like Michigan. It's a nice state to live in.
Besides
Costs
the snow.
yeah, well, snow is, yeah. No. Every county has a drain commission, so ditches are their own thing. Yes. Yep. That is exactly true, Grocer.
Oh, that was another comment I made while I was muted. Somebody was talking about ending up in the ditches, and I said, at least it's not the 17 and 19 ditches.
Oh, yeah. 17 was really bad. 17 ditches on Michigan farm map was... That swallowed things. Other games I play, gosh, I have a huge library on Steam. I would say Farm Sim's like the number one. There's Generation Zero. There's Construction Simulator. I played a little bit of the new Sons of the Forest. ATS. On console, I've played through the Ghost Recon's, Wildlands, Breakpoint. I started playing the the remake of Dead Space on console. I also have Left 4 Dead. Was it World Z? I think it is called, zombie shooting game, board game, something like that. Resident Evil series, all of them on console I have.
Don't forget Trains and
Oh yeah,
then
Trains on PC, Choo Choos, yep. Railroads
Yeah,
Online.
what was the other zombie one that we played for a while?
Yeah, Dallas, I started back up on ATS. I had to start from zero scratch because my profile was lost and forgotten. So I have nothing, one truck and about, I don't know, $500,000 debt. Call of the Wild. Yeah, I don't play Call of the Wild too much anymore. Did play it a lot. But I have a lot of games. I mean, that's, yeah. I have so many games that I don't have time to play them all, and was the other part. I was collecting games and never playing them anymore because I was modding and doing stuff so much for this game that it came to a point where I wanted to actually play some of these games, and the only way to do that is if I give up something, and well, 90% of my free time was modding, so something had to go. And Giggles, the wife, we've been trying to find a game that me and her both play. We played Division 2 together for a long time. When we were dating, we actually were playing Division that night with each other, because she lived down in Owasso area, and so it was about 45-minute drive to get to her house or her apartment. So we'd spend our most evenings online playing Division together with each other, chatting and talking and having fun.
Now she's on, or did she ever complete the side quest on Hogwarts? Or
No, she's still got side quests, but she did finish the main storyline now in Hogwarts Legacy. Now she's working on the Merlin trials and some other thing, side quests.
tell her when you're not streaming, she needs to get on because I want to talk to her about that game.
Okay. You have to be on early though, because she crashes out at like 9:30, 10 o'clock my time. So I don't. Probably have to be on a weekend or something.
Yeah, the best is the weekends.
Flint. I have streamed Generation Zero. On Thursdays, or at least once I did, maybe twice. It's hard as a streamer when you built yourself off of one game to switch to another game, just because your community you built has been built around solely one game, and nobody really cares to, I say, watch any other thing else. So I mean, I might stream for my PS5 sometimes during the week now that I got a little extra time, just because I kind of want to try it out and see how the PS5 does. I streamed for my PS4, but I haven't done it yet for my PS5, and just kind of wondering how well it works or doesn't work. And I think PlayStation is getting Discord at some point in the next update here in March, I believe, or a beta testing of it, that we'll be able to have Discord on the PlayStation system. So I'll be able to be on my PlayStation and be able to still talk to everybody on my Discord, which would be pretty cool. That's one thing I always didn't like, that you couldn't get Discord on consoles, but that sounds like it may be changing, so that's cool. But yeah, I mean, my gaming library is insane. But there just isn't We just haven't been getting any real good cooperative fun games that really is the wow factor.
Most
There-
of your potato field is.
Okay.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, good.
Most of your potatoes almost done. Yeah, I got like. I'm almost to the end of the long rows.
Yeah, both Division games on PS4. I've been thinking about trying to get back into Division. I left Division 2 because I got tired of them nerfing everything. Like as soon as I grind to get something like an exotic or something, then like the next week they nerf the dumb thing. Because on Division 2 I have almost all the exotics. And out of the exotics, I think the Bullet King is the best. Because you never have to reload it. Just pull the trigger down, fire away.
So, what exactly is the division?
The Division is it's a shooter game. A shooter looter, or looter shooter, however you want to put it. You start out with like level nothing or level 1. You work yourself up through different levels of your character. As you get higher level character, you get better gear. Better gear gives you higher DPS or better defense, or however you build your character out. And there's a storyline to it that you can follow. But once you beat the storyline, it's just a grinding game. You just grind for better gear, better gear. I wish the story modes were a lot longer than what they were. And then there's what they call the Dark Zone, which is your PvP area where you can, basically fight other, well, PvP and PvE, the player versus player, player versus environment, modes where you have other agents running around inside the Dark Zone that can be hostile or friendly to you, which I never cared for because I just never bothered really going into there much. It's not a bad game. Neither one of them. Division 2 is probably, I would say, more apt to play again than the Division, but
Is
it's
it PS only or?
well, it's on PC too. You can get it on PC or PlayStation. I don't know if it's on Xbox. It might be. It's an Ubisoft game, so
It probably is on Xbox then if it's Ubisoft.
but yeah, I mean I've played it a lot, and it's enjoyable. But like I said, I got tired of them nerfing guns and stuff because it gets really grindy when you get towards the top. Like my Division 2 character, I can pretty much solo on challenging. I can solo most missions and most things on challenging. But it took like forever to get to that point. And then my build was strong on the M4A1, I think it was called. It's the
Typical M4.
oh no, it wasn't the M4. It was the what was it? Maybe it was the M4. It was like this. It was like a sniper hybrid or something like that. So it might not have been the M4. I don't know what it was now. It's been so long. But it was strong. Like I was hitting headshots for like 2 million, 3 million. And on normal I could one-shot anything. On normal difficulty with it. That's why I moved up, because it was like it's just boring. And at one point with my Bullet King and stacking my traits and stuff, I could mass up to like somewhere close to 10 million DPS, or 20 million DPS I think it was. And then they nerfed things, and then the bottom fell. I was like 9 or 10 at most I could ever get now. And that was using the downstairs in the your little hub, I guess they call it, there was the shooting range, and that's where I was massing those numbers, testing things out with, and that pissed me off. And I'm like, I'm done with this. I'm tired of grinding for this gear set or this gun, and a week later they nerf it because it's too powerful. Yeah, it is on Xbox. Okay, Flynn. Yeah, I'm not an Xbox player. I never have had an Xbox, so I don't really know what goes on over in that world. I've been a PlayStation or Nintendo or PC.
I've always been Nintendo or Xbox until I got my PC. And I have a PS4 that I need to rebuild that my brother broke. But once I get that running, I'll see about going to PlayStation 2.
But Ghost Recon Breakpoint was a good game. I like that one. That's a hybrid of Division, if you ask me. It's yeah, Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
I tried it.
It's more of an open world game.
Yeah, I did the trial of that one.
Yeah, Division's more linear. I mean, they televise it or advertise it as an open world, but it's more kind of linear. But Ghost Recon is very well open world. You can touch every part of that area or those maps, or that map, I should say. There's only one map, but you can pretty much go in and out of everywhere. Division, you're kind of locked to the streets. You can't go in and out of a lot of buildings. There's some you can go to in and out of, but not all of them. And there are certain things that are blocked off that you can't get to. It's just there for visual. But yeah, I don't even know how many hours I have on Division 2. I mean, it's a crap ton. I know that. I beat the game like 4 or 5 times now. I just got bored with it. I think they're like on like season 10 or season 11, I think, of the game. And I think Ubisoft already announced that there is not going to be a Division 3. So, which doesn't surprise me because lately Ubisoft has been they've been not doing well. So they may be hurting in a year or two. Who left?
I'm assuming probably Dallas.
Oh. Dallas left.
No, Shorty left.
Oh, Shorty left, okay. Alright, see ya, Shorty. Thanks. Thanks for your help this afternoon. As usual.
Night, Shorty.
Hi, Shorty.
Can
Dallas, you gonna join the stream or are you gonna go on your own?
That's me, Swiss.
Pretty sure I can get Giggles back in the division, maybe, but she said Hogwarts Legacy is not as fun anymore now that she beat the main quest line, and yeah, she's just like, yeah, it's still a great game, but it's just now.
She was on Sims for a while, wasn't she?
Yeah, she's playing The Sims for a while, Sims 4. We played Oh, what is it? Subsistence 2 for a little bit. Seven Days to Die, that's always a good one. We're waiting for Alpha 21 drops, and she'll be playing. We'll be playing that for sure.
Yeah, I was gonna mention 7 Days to Die earlier.
Yep. Yeah, we're just all kind of waiting out for Alpha 21 to drop. Then it's gonna be game time. Rebuild the castle again.
That one I never really played with you guys, so I'll play, but it's gonna be a learning curve. Dallas, you having issues?
Well, chat, I think I am going to call it a night. Let me see if we got somebody we can raid, eh? I won't mute myself this time when I leave. I won't be talking to myself and all you guys thinking you're hearing me. Can't believe I did that the other night. Yeah, no worries, Flint. Anytime. Anytime. Let's see here. Let's go drop a visit to this guy real quick and see what's going on. Oh crap, stuck on an ad. Hang with me. Ads. No. Gosh, I don't have anybody. Everybody's playing other things.
We're just gonna start branching off on streaming, and that way you get some extra.
Well, we could go
Games.
say hi to, you guys want to watch some Construction Simulator gameplay? Does that sound like fun? I mean, if it's not, you guys can just leave, I guess. Alright. We'll go say hi to, let me pop in here and make sure we're somewhat friendly family here. No, it probably isn't really, but it's late night.
It's what the hell did Cartoon Network call that?
Alright, yeah, this guy will work. Here we go. I got somebody good. This guy's playing Construction Simulator too. There we go. Be glad when you get your laptop so you can get back on Frankenmuth? Yeah, Wolf, it's an awesome map. All my maps are awesome. I recommend them highly to anybody. I'm at that point. I mean, I used to never really boast about them much. I mean, they were just a, but you know what? No, I bust my butt. I gave up a
They're
lot of
very
stuff. If you want a great map that plays very well and is simple, not complex, you just get on, you just farm, you have fun. I got you covered. If you like the ones that have a lot of going on, mining, and just a whole bunch of productions and just going crazy with everything, and then that's probably not your map. But if you just want a simple farming map that you can just jump on and play, I got you covered for sure. But
You can always
anywho,
add production.
what's that, Swiss?
You can always add productions.
Yeah, you
Doesn't
can always add
bring any.
productions, of course. I mean, the Frankenmuth map 1x has every production available. That's on the non-DLC side, so. Good night, I'll toot your horn. Great big American. Yeah, if you want a big American map, I got you covered there too. If you're on PC, 4x Prairie. All the farming you need on that bugger. Man.
they'll never end.
Field 5 is 21 minutes round trip, one end to the other. It's 504 acres. If you're not on if you're not on PC and your console, Prairie standard size, all platform. 17
Still big.
fields. 17 fields on the entire map. It
Still
utilizes 95% of the map for farm fields. Well, maybe 90% only. It's something like that. It's nuts. But anywho, let me get this raid set up and I can go to bed. Let's see. Oh, great. Did he quit streaming now? Come on. No. Okay. We'll go see how construction sim's going. That's usually good for a few laughs. Alrighty. You guys have a great one. We'll be back tomorrow, as usual. Working away on this 4X map, and yeah, have a great night, great day tomorrow, and we will see you all next time. Have a good one.